I want to complain about something.
Okay.
You want to complain about something?
Yeah. It's not even a complaint.
Stop.
I don't want to complain about anything. I take it back. It's a dumb complaint.
I'm curious.
What was it?
I wish the action button on computers was default to E and not F. Because when I started playing, Fortnite was the first game, and the action button was defaulted to E, not F. But every other game is F.
Most games I play is E.
No, I think F. I think of F when I think of the action button on
We did a lot of games.
keyboard.
Well, there are some games where I play with the controller, but some games I press the E button.
I think of it like, I don't know. And if it's not F, I just go into the controls and change it to F.
Every Call of Duty game is default to F.
Yeah.
Oh, press
That's why I
F
press
to
F to pay
yeah.
respects. Yes, exactly. Well, like, I just got done playing through Bioshock Infinite. I'm pretty sure it was F on every single one of those things. I didn't change the default to that at all either.
Yeah, I guess that's why when I see an F key on an action game or any game, it feels weird because it's always the E key that I always go to because it's just like right there.
Whenever it's the E key for me, it trips me up.
So you like
It's like
the F.
it's like
I'm
the
used
it's
to
like
it.
the it's like a circle button in Japan, X button in America,
Yeah.
and then whenever
Yep.
a Japanese game comes out and sells a circle button, I'm flipping a codec channel and then I accidentally press the X button. I back out and I'm like,
Yeah, I get it.
It's one of those things where it's too bad we just didn't universally decide this is it.
yeah.
Like a USB. Imagine if there was a million different USBs.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Life is Daijoubu, episode 59. I don't think we have anything planned for episode 60, but probably won't. So don't look forward to anything special. But yes, this is Life is Daijoubu. My name is Cole. I'm joined by Skylar on the edge. He's not edging, but
I'm
he's
on the
the
edge.
edge. He's Lady Gaga-ing over there on the edge of glory.
to the edge and I'm about to break.
And I got Thane rocking his patented Bart Simpson swimsuit.
Swimsuit.
I was thinking
Swim shirt.
Slurpee. I was thinking Slurpee because that's what he's doing.
Slurpee
But
For those audio listeners, Thane's Bart Simpson swimsuit's actually a bikini, and it's just over the nipples is Bart's face.
you know, like
We're gonna go flip.
no.
Video.
It's more
what?
like the what's it called, the Borat style, where like the straps come up and cover it.
It's a man.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
The
mankini.
mankini, and so Bart's just
Yeah.
kind of on like his belly area because that's kind of where they connect.
Yeah, but like the pull ups, so it's like his head is down by Thane's crotch, and then the straps that go up past the nipples.
I hate that we're like putting so much
Or the
thought and
ears.
detail in this.
Bart Simpson's ears are getting super stretched, and that's what's covering Thane's nipples.
This is cursed.
This is an anime podcast. That's why we're talking about The Simpsons, of course, because it's animation.
the
It
best-
counts,
it's the
right?
best.
At least
anime
you could have
that's been
said
running.
Homer Simpson because at least Homer's an adult.
Yeah, that's kind of why I started to stay away from. Today we got a show for y'all. Episode 59. We're talking about that one show that we watched. It's called I'll get it. Rokka of the Brave Six Guys.
Rokka of the Six Guys of the Braves, the Flower Power Girls.
Oh yeah, Flower
Puff
Brave,
Girls.
Brave of the Six Flowers. Got it. That's what we're talking about. Spoiler alert, we're talking about it, and you're not going to like it if you like the show. And the other stuff we're talking about is our seasonal shows, of course. Today is like last time, a grab bag, more or less. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about a dumpy, feel free. You want to talk about, I don't know, something you like, talk about it. And, of course, we also have our news segment, which is what we always jump into right away. So we will do exactly, and we're not going to get out of this nice rut that we've set up because we dug it, we're staying in. Why would we get out of something that we worked so hard to
If
dig?
it's not fixed, don't break it.
Exactly. If it's not fixed. So, here we are, news. There's not a lot of news, honestly, this week. We got some smaller things. First up, and we're going to do the game that we always play, nowadays anyway. It's not always, but we started it. It's first one we got is playing death games to put food on the table is getting an anime. What was the
That's
the
a
original
light
source?
novel. That sounds like a light novel.
I'm gonna say manga.
It's a light novel.
Dang it.
How about this one? Yandere Dark Elf.
Manga.
That sounds like a manga.
That's a manga. Nice job. How about the exiled heavy knight who knows how to game the system?
That sounds like a light novel.
It's a light novel.
Trick question, gamers.
It's an anime original.
It's a manga.
Oh.
And this one's funny because it's being animated by GoHands.
Oh no.
And the trailer they put out is right in their style, just weird angles.
Zooming in on hands.
I didn't see any hands, but it's all over the place.
It's like they took a drone and they're just flying one of those drones through.
Yeah, in the anime. All right, last.
I realized it was better implemented in Attack on Titan because it looked natural, like when the sequence when Levi's zipping under things.
Yeah, in the opening.
Yeah, that looks so much better because Gohan's looks so weird and swoopy, but that one was quick and fast. That's how you do it. That's how you do that.
Last
one.
anime announcement, I guess kind of, is Meibashi Witches.
I'm gonna say
Probably
an
manga.
original.
Bing, 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 original. Nice job.
Think about
It's by
original.
Sunrise. That's
Oh.
interesting. So they're getting out of their mechs. Oh, you guys don't know anything about it. It looks like just anime girls. So they're getting out of their mechs to make some anime girl show.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like a slice of life?
I mean,
No idea.
Maybe
out
it's a
next year.
magic-
Witch from
girl.
Witch from Mercury was an anime girl show.
Yeah,
in a
but
way.
they still had mechs in that one.
Yeah,
There's no mechs in this one. They look
it
like
was a slow transition.
just normal people. I don't know. All right, last thing is that Trigger is doing a 40th anniversary video for Transformers, and they put out like a little trailer thing for it.
Oh.
By video, that's how they described it. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means. I don't know if it's going to be like a 10-minute long thing, like an episode worth of a thing, or who knows. So,
That sounds cool. I like Transformers.
I got
Maybe
a
not
question.
maybe not the Michael Bay films, but
what are you talking about? That one guy.
Number one's the
We
best.
love that guy.
Steve Witwicky. Sam Witwicky.
Sam Witwicky. He dug holes and now he's transforming.
Mark
We
Wahlberger.
love him.
Marky Mark.
yeah.
And the Funky Bunch.
I got a Marky Mark question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Marky
Just
Mark?
like Marky Mark disappeared.
Play-
What happened to the 4-episode Naruto special?
Yeah.
Because I remember when we first heard about it, it was last year.
It was around this time
And
last
then
year.
it said, I think it said like it said Naruto 2023, and now they changed it to Naruto 2024. Are they gonna have to change it to Naruto 2025?
Wasn't it supposed to be an anniversary for something too originally? Maybe I'll do a quick
I think
Google
it should just
search.
be a movie. Like if it's 4 episodes, that sounds like a movie, like a perfect length for a movie.
The reason I bring it up is because on my planning to watch list of anime, this needs to be on the front page somewhere. Put it in the manga.
They were announced. Wait. Okay, hold on. This is kind of weird wording, right? So it was initially set to broadcast on September 3rd. However, all 4 episodes were announced to be postponed on August 29th.
Is this in 2023?
Yes, that's the kicker.
Oh.
This was 2023. We still haven't heard anything about it
See,
since.
I remember looking at it, and it had in parentheses 2023, and now it says 2024, and I think it's going to eventually get pushed off to 2025.
Yeah, we've not heard anything about them since.
What is Perrite doing right now?
They said they were delayed to increase quality, apparently.
Oh, they're doing Bleach.
Oh, really?
Bleach literally sucks up all their budget. Have you seen that animation?
Yeah.
It's incredible animation. Could care less for Bleach.
I think it's interesting how it's been almost over a year since the announcement of the delay, but nothing has been brought up since. I find that interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't Boruto also, like, they're taking a break from the anime right now?
I think it's coming back, and they're going to finish up the rest of Boruto, and then take another break between two Blue Vortex, if I had to guess. That's what
see.
I think. I think it was coming back soon, but that's a different studio. That's the studio that does Pokemon.
I guess on the topic of Boruto, and maybe you guys don't share this sentiment at all, but I am very glad that I am reading the manga But I also feel like I'm missing out on some fun stuff because there was some arcs that were anime only that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I concur. I've not watched it for a while myself, but I remember there were some anime only arcs that I watched after I think roughly you stopped watching that were pretty fun. Specifically, I remember they go to a prison at one point, and it's like a prison escape kind of arc, and that was kind of fun. And then, of course, we missed out on Sasuke fighting dinosaurs, and then he teams up with a raptor just like Chris, guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name? His name's not Chris.
Chris Pratt.
Oh, it is Chris. Chris Pratt.
Star-Lord.
I just don't think I like Boruto enough. Like, it's fun. I really enjoy the manga, but I don't think I like it enough to go double dip.
You don't want to see Jurassic Sasuke?
Yeah, Dr. Sasuke.
All right. Yeah, I think that covers the news. Sorry, everybody. It's kind of a slow week.
I got
you got one? Thank you.
It's a sad news.
Oh shoot.
Atsuko Tanaka, the voice actors for Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost Shell and Bayonetta, passed away.
Was she pretty old?
Yeah, she was in her 60s.
I'm assuming that's the Japanese voice actress.
Yeah, yes. Japanese voice actress.
It makes you wonder if working in like these intensive things specifically in Japan. I mean, obviously, like the death rate's already kind of low because of that, or like the age of death is kind of low over there because of working conditions, and so it makes you wonder if something like voice acting is also that stressful too at times. It's gotta be, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure it is stressful. I also feel like the voice acting part of it, of like being a voice actor or actress, is probably not as stressful as the people putting the shows together.
I think her cause of death was cancer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But I still think like probably getting the work, I imagine, is probably
that's probably the stressful part.
Incredibly competitive over there.
Yeah, and trying to get your name out there.
Yeah, but I think once you got your name out there, just like everything else, it's probably pretty easy to get work.
Yeah.
That's why you hear the same voices in English dubs anyway, I know. Shout out to Jeremy Lay being in every main girl that's in every good show out there.
There's actually, fun fact, there's a guy on YouTube who is a voice actor. He's very popular, and he does lots of anime. He actually has a YouTube channel. It's really fun to, like, listening to him talk about the behind the scenes and stuff. And he tries to teach people how to get voice work and how to, like, improve their voice acting.
It's cool. The only one I know of that's not necessarily like that, but does have a YouTube channel is ProZD.
Yeah, he's good too.
He's more of a YouTuber more than a voice actor, but he's been doing more voice acting stuff recently. He does a voice in Pokemon. Oh, what is it though? Shoot, I don't remember what voice he does in Pokemon.
Did he do a lot of video games too? Has he done video games?
A handful,
in the
yeah.
I'm gonna look up his.
The one I know he did in
Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, he did Ranking of Kings, but the other like video game I know he was a guy in Shadow Warrior 3. I think his name is oh shoot.
Oh, he was in Borderlands. He was in Borderlands 3.
Yeah, he was in Borderlands 3. Yep. I can't remember everything else that he was in though. I think he was something in Pokemon, but I can't remember. It might have not have been like the main anime, but it could have just been one of those web series they've done, but I don't know.
Oh man, he's been in so much stuff. He's been in Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling, that's pretty big.
He's been in the Solo Leveling video game.
There's a video game?
He voices
It's a mobile game.
Wu Jin Chu. That's not the main guy, is it?
No, I think that's the older gentleman that doesn't have an arm. I think it's that guy.
He does a voice in Grand Blue Fantasy.
The game, like Relink.
He's done a ton of video game stuff.
Then I still look at that every now and then when it goes on sale.
Okay.
Let's play it together.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we can get Skylar to join us too on the anime time.
He was in one episode of American Dad.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, he was in Pluto, the show that I dropped, like a hot rock.
Oof.
He voices Sidon in Pokemon. Sidon.
Oh, Sidon?
Sidon.
Wait, hold on.
Sidon. Sidon.
Show me, is that a picture next to it? 'Cause that sounds like one of the spin-off character names. Unless it's like one of the bad guys from the anime. Granted, it could be their English name as well. I don't know their English names.
There's nothing. I mean, it's just the picture of Pokemon. He was Will Butler in Detective Pikachu, the game. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, he did Colonel Mustard, or not Colonel Mustard. Excuse me. He did Mustard in one of the side things. That's guys from Pokemon Sword and Shield. But no, I'm pretty sure he is in something from Horizons, Pokemon Horizons. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's Sung-Won Cho.
He's cool.
Yeah.
But now we can move into other stuff. We needed to pad this show. Sorry, everybody. It is what it is.
Did it work? Did we pad it?
I think we did it. Let's talk about our seasonal shows. I'll start with, I want to talk about 2 shows that, for all intents and purposes, I've dropped because I don't really plan to really go back and watch them. The first one, I only watched 2 episodes of. And so I have the least amount to talk about that one. It's called No Longer Allowed in Another World. And it's about this guy who was an author in his previous life. And his whole goal, and it's like based off of a real author.
Yeah.
I don't remember their name. But their whole thing in real life was that they were just trying to seppuku.
Osamu Dazai.
Yeah, Dazai. Yeah, because that's how I remember from the Bungo Stray Dogs. Same dude, Dazai. That's why he gets his name that way. Exactly. So Dazai, he wants to, seppuku. And as he did in real life, he did get his wish. He was able to eventually get it done, which is
with his
sad.
girlfriend.
Sad, but also kind of like, I guess that's what he wanted. So I don't know. Anyway, in this show, we have this guy. I don't think his name is actually Dazai, but he's supposed to be like the stand-in for him or whatever, because he was a writer and all that. Anyway, he does the seppuku. He shows up in another world. He's like, well, crap, I was here to die. Like, what are we doing? Like, why am I here? Why am I reincarnated? And like, it just goes on, and like, he's got the 2 hot girls taking him around, and he's not having it. And then I gave up. I was just like, I don't know about this anymore. I was expecting it by episode 2 to be interesting, and it really wasn't. It's really hard to like be excited about a character like him, where he's so apathetic about everything, does not care about anything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
His literal main goal, I think, was to find a girlfriend and seppuku or something. No, maybe not even find a girlfriend. I was just thinking about Bungo Stray Dogs, I think, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Osamu Dazai, he think he wrote No Longer Human.
Yes, correct. He did.
And at the end of his life, he and his girlfriend committed lovers sewer slide. That's what he's famous for.
Yeah, exactly what he's famous for. The other one I dropped is 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. I remember at the beginning of this season, you told me about it, and I was super excited about it. I jumped on, and I was like, yeah, this is my kind of trash. And I start watching it, and I think like episode like 2 or 3, I got curious. I opened up the manga, started reading the manga, and I think I got like probably close to where the end of the season would be, and I was just like, this kind of sucks. And so I just never went back and watched the rest of the anime, and I dropped the manga and all that too. So
I share this exact same sentiment. I think like the first 5 or 6 episodes, it's like, wow, this is really fun, and then I'm just like, I actually don't care about this.
Yeah, it was fun enough where I was excited that I jumped on the manga too just because I was like, well, I got nothing else. I'm not, there's nothing else to watch right now, so I just jump on, and yeah, very quickly it got to a point where I was like, yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, where they're at right now is just the teacher, the cosplay teacher, like helped him make the club, and I just don't care about any of it.
But you're still watching.
No, I'm gonna drop it. Like I think I'm 2 episodes. No, I'm 1 episode behind.
I see.
So I'm gonna watch this week's episode and then probably be done.
Gotcha.
Because I just don't really care.
Unless this week's episode just hooks you, just like get you.
I really doubt it because I'm learning that I don't care that much about cosplay. Like even thinking about
Dress up.
You don't watch it for the cosplay. You watch it because she almost pops her boobs out.
And if you read the manga, she kind of does.
Yeah.
Like my Dress Up Darling's fun, but the cosplay aspect of it I don't care about. It's the aspect of just be yourself and also their romance. And in this one, we kind of already got past the just be yourself.
Yeah, that was only episode 1. That was the point of episode 1.
Yeah, it's like, well, we developed.
Yep. And it, like, I don't know, like, I liked the idea of it being like the love triangle, rectangle, and everything.
They're not really talking about that at all.
No, they don't talk about that at all after a while, and like, it's very apparent that there is no really true love triangle because you know for a fact that he's just gonna end up with the main girl.
Yeah.
It's just like, and like obviously that's typically how most of these shows go, and so it's unfortunate.
What I think this show would have benefited from is taking whatever their story they're trying to tell and then condense it into 12 episodes instead of like you solve something really fast right in the beginning and now you just got a bunch of just flavorless filler, in my opinion.
And some fan service here and there.
Yeah.
So if you really like it, I would just read the manga, unless you don't want to fully see things, and then just watch the show because it's censored.
Boo.
Well, the show I want to talk about, and I don't know if you've talked about it yet or not, Cole, or if I have. Everything just melts into one. But I wanted to talk about a show called Love is Indivisible by Twins.
Oh, I've not talked about it too. Yeah.
What I really like about this show is it's a love triangle, but the characters are way more mature, but also still finding a healthy balance of like their teenagers.
Yeah.
But once again, the way that they navigate the love triangle is actually very mature. It's very different in my opinion. It's a very different take on the love triangle, and I really like it. The main boy, he's very mature, a very likable human being that is caught in a crossfire of love and doesn't really know how to respond to it. And then you've got two twin sisters that both like the same guy. One of them is, well, they kind of flip-flopped because one was really passive and the other one was more aggressive. And now they've kind of flipped where the passive one became aggressive and the aggressive one became kind of an emotional wreck.
It's interesting, like, just in general, the show is like, you said it's an interesting take, and I think part of the reason why it's such an interesting take is because the situation is so delicate, I guess, for lack of a better words. Like, they're not only are they twin sisters, but like they're like very close family friends to the point where like since they were basically like 4, they had known each other, but like to the point like where their parents were like best friends, but would hang out, go on double dates and crap like that, like. Very close family friends.
Yeah, the main boy. So you got the twin sisters and the main boy.
Yeah.
About.
And so, like, navigating that bomb-filled minefield is very interesting to watch this very level-headed main boy do. And so it's very interesting.
One thing I always like to think about, and I got this specifically because I've read Domestic Girlfriend, is what the freak are the parents thinking? Because they're just like, one day, this kid who is almost like a son to them is dating one daughter, and then a couple weeks later they're dating the next daughter.
Well, the dad really wants the boy to marry one of them because he really likes them. Because he's like, yeah, dude, I freaking love talking freaking nerd crap with this kid, so I need him to marry one. I'm like, I think he's happy with whatever happens.
Yeah, he's like, hell, take them both, just marry both of them.
Get him, I don't care, just be my freaking son.
Marry me.
Good show though.
Yeah, I'm liking it. What do you got, Thane?
I was thinking about Suicide Squad, and I was like, it wrapped up pretty quickly since it aired earlier in the season, but I was on episode 5 and I looked, and I'm behind on all my shows, like really behind on some of them. And I'm like, and I had to drop a few of them because like I got too many. I'm gonna drop, like maybe I'll watch them when I pick a show or something, but like, and I really don't care to finish Suicide Squad because that last episode was like, oh, that was cool, but it's just an isekai, and it's like, and also comic book and anime adaptations have just not had a good streak. Like, I remember back in the 2000s they had these 4 anime called Marvel Anime, and you think, oh, that sounds cool, but they all really looked bad, especially the classic Frank Miller, Chris Claremont, Wolverine Japan arc. That's like an iconic comic book arc, and they make it into like a very mediocre anime. And it's like, even the Wolverine movie was better, just called The Wolverine, where he goes to Japan. That's what it was based off.
It was a fun movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
I think someone's going to do it someday, and I was very hopeful for this show in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because some of the animation like the first episode when they're in the real
Yeah.
world was very akin to like classic 90s cartoon superhero animation. I
Yeah.
really liked it. I felt like I was watching Cartoon Network again and 5 years old in my bedroom. And then the first few episodes were really fun. Even getting to the isekai world, like it's really fun learning about that kind of stuff. And then like episode 4 or 5, you're like, wow, this show dropped.
Yeah, I know.
hard.
It's like it's just a
Is
standard.
that where you got to?
Yeah, it's like it's just a standard isekai. Do something unique, like pull in DC lore. Like I think they got the wrong writer. They just got the guy from ReZero said, "Hey, take the Suicide Squad and write an isekai world." I think they should have got more people who know about DC, like an actual comic book writer who knows about DC to help co-write it with them. But no, they just got the two guys from Vivi to write the anime. It's like, yeah, you people like that when you write it. It's like, no, we need more DC lore. Like personally, if I had an isekai DC, I would have picked like the Justice League Dark characters, like John Constantine, Zatanna, those characters, and I would have had them do the isekai stuff.
I wonder if it's because the Suicide Squad isn't actually that fun.
Yeah, I don't really care for Suicide Squad as a concept. That first movie, I heard the James Gunn movie is good. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, but that first movie, I did not like it. The one with Will Smith. What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
I liked Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, but
I like Will Smith. He can
Yeah.
shoot the gun good. He's really good at that one.
she wasn't a great villain.
No, but she's
No.
very cute.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Someday we'll get the superhero equivalent of Cyberpunk and Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. I hope.
Just
Well,
Western IPs adapted into good anime.
I think the director, he said on records like, yeah, I'd really like to make a Flash anime. It's like, hey, if he has passion and he wants to make something, that could be a good anime, a Flash anime.
Do people like Flash?
Yeah, Flash is a popular superhero.
Flash is my favorite DC superhero.
There you go.
But that's not saying much. I don't really do much superhero stuff. I say that having never seen the Flash television show or anything else that he was in recently.
Yeah, but Flash, he's more than just runs fast. He actually generates enough
Can't he like
kinetic energy that he could shoot lightning.
can't he like run around the Earth backwards and he goes back in time?
No, that's Superman.
That's Superman.
Oh.
Superman can fly. But he doesn't do that anymore.
Wait, can
That was just a
Superman
movie.
fly faster than Flash can run?
No, I think Flash can. He's like a. So Superman's like a lion and Flash is like a cheetah. The cheetah's faster, but the lion can just.
Kind of watch
Yeah.
him, but not quite.
I think my first exposure to Flash was the Justice League cartoon back in Cartoon Network.
That's why I
Yeah.
liked him, was because of that. Back in the day, I watched that as a kid.
Yeah, he
I
was
like,
everyone's
"Shoot, this guy's
favorite."
awesome. That's
Yeah,
why it
he's
became
cool.
my favorite. I don't know why Spider-Man was my favorite. Maybe just because there was a bunch of movies
Yeah.
about him.
There's that
Yeah,
cartoon.
and games. Did you ever play any of the games on like the
Uh-uh.
PlayStation 1?
I remember Tobey Maguire. That's about it.
There's the Spider-Man 90s cartoon. We should get a cool Spider-Man anime. Where's my Spider-Man anime?
I also remember having a Spider-Man like coloring book. That's probably part of it too. I remember that.
We got 2 Spider-Man animes. They're movies. Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, I guess.
Those are peak.
Yeah.
Those are good
I-
though.
those
Once
are
again,
good, but-
I don't know how anyone's ever going to top that. That's so good. That is
Yeah.
like the perfect. If you're a comic book fan or just a fan in general of animation, I think that's the perfect merger of animation and comic.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not Japanimation.
Yeah.
All you weebs out there.
Japanime.
I think that pretty much wraps up our seasonal
Yeah.
talk to everybody. Let's move into what you all been waiting for, which is Rokka, the 6 Flower Braves. Braves of the 6 Flowers. That's it. That's actually what it is, right?
I
said it
hope
right,
they
I
weren't
think.
waiting for it.
I think they're waiting for it. They're excited
Yeah,
about it.
Gosh, dang it.
This is full spoilers, and at the very end, I'm gonna spoil the light novel because I want to talk about that. I'm curious what things.
I looked it up too.
Oh, you
What
did?
happened?
Okay.
It's like
Okay, I already told Skylar about it, so we'll preface that stuff, and we'll probably pick the show like our next time show before we spoil that. So that way, if you want to tune out there, that you can be there. But without further ado, Rokka of the 6 guys got the
Braves.
synopses. and it's spoiling time.
All right, so there's a gamer who he doesn't really speak English. The only thing he knows how to say is "I'm the world's strongest man."
True,
and he says it 1,000 times.
He doesn't. It's like a Pokemon, actually. I think that's his name. I want to be the world's strongest man.
Yeah, literally. So the premise of the show is there's
Wait, can I have
Yep.
somebody say something?
Yes.
The irony of him saying that is he's literally built like a twig,
He's so weak.
and he uses underhanded tactics.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any strength stats.
I feel like that's got to be the point,
he
right?
throws knives.
Like that's his shtick. It's
Yeah.
like the writer is like, this will be really funny. This is just for the memes.
It got really annoying really
Yeah.
Oh,
fast.
it's so bad.
Especially where, well, we'll get into it. Just remember, I'm the world's strongest man. You're going to hear that 1,000 times on this episode. There's a gamer named Aladdin. What's his name?
Adlet.
Adlet.
Yeah.
There's a gamer named Adlet. And
Manlet. We'll call him Manlet.
Manlet.
Is Adlet? Oh, because he's the world's
Yeah.
strongest. Yeah.
So Manwich,
I love Manwich.
he
Best character.
wants to, I guess he doesn't even want to be a brave. He goes to like this tournament thing where I don't even know what they're
To
picking.
prove that he's the strongest.
Prove
or
he's the
something.
strongest.
Yeah.
I think it's because like the strongest people just automatically
Yeah.
get picked to be the Braves, and so it's like, I'll just show you that I am. Then I'll
I
be a
see.
Brave.
So he rolls
Yeah.
up, he beats up 2 old guys, and then makes a point that he's like, yeah, I really hurt that old guy's shoulder. Anyway,
him.
he gets thrown in jail because he ruined the ceremony. And while he's in jail, he gets the
seal.
seal of the 6th flower. He becomes a brave.
He's like, I freaking told you guys, you idiots.
Yeah. So the princess of the city breaks him out, and she's also a brave. They go on this adventure where they meet more braves. They get to a temple thing. They're like, hey, why is there 7 braves? There should only be 6 of us. And then the show starts.
And then the show actually starts. Episode 5?
I think, dude.
Yeah. No, here's my problem with the show. I watched this back when it was simulcasting in 2014, and I was like, oh, this is cool. We gonna get heroes, and we're gonna go on an adventure, and then they all get into the fog area of the mist. And it's like one of us is a fake. It's like, okay, we're gonna resolve this in like 1 or 2 episodes. The rest of the season, and I was like, what is this bull crap? I wanted adventure, not this terrible game of Among Us. Among Us wasn't not this terrible game of Mafia.
Here you go. Yeah.
See, that was the only part I really liked. I don't care for any of these characters except for Hans. He's really cool. Hans is the goat. But
Cat guy.
The only part that I cared about was the whodunit.
Yeah.
Because the characters suck. Well, and the whole idea behind the whodunit's stupid in my opinion anyway, because I think they're trying to kill the demon lord or summon him and then kill him or something.
I call into question the god's plans for this. It's like, hey, to make them almost want to kill each other. Like, I guess their plan was, we're going to try to test their trust. They almost kill each other, so it's not really a good plan from the gods to begin with.
Doesn't build trust.
Yeah, it builds deceit, and it's like, why didn't you just have like when a brave dies, we pick another one, and it's like just keep having just 6 at a time, and if one of them dies, another comes. It's like,
see, that's what I thought it was, because I was just, that's why the flamey girl, I thought that's why her whole point before she actually decided to be a good person, she was killing them all, so that like that way the world would only be able to pick like the weak people, because that's all that's left. I thought that was the whole point.
no.
That just gets thrown away. That's an idea that it's like a fart in the wind.
Yeah.
You get a little whiff of it, you're like, huh, and then they just want you to forget.
And so then make it worse when they find out who the bad guy is. It's the bunny princess, by the way.
She was hot.
Yeah. When you find out who it is, it's like, all right, let's go on an adventure. Oh, here comes another brave, a 7th brave. It's like,
They just won't let the shtick go.
this is so dumb.
And she's a cowgirl.
Yeah.
Literally.
Moo moo.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure you guys share the same sentiment, is the writing. Well, the writing in general, but the dialogue specifically.
Dialogue
is so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's times where Manwich is throwing out the "I'm the strongest man." He'll be like in the middle of a conversation with somebody, and then he's like, "Well, since I am the world's strongest man. Like, bro, what the? Is that your whole
It's
personality?
like, shut the freak up.
And funny is that people like call him out on it. It's like, wow, if you're the strongest, then why do you use underhand tactics? It's like, and like hurts his ego for a bit. But then
Why
he
did you
keeps
almost
doing-
die several times?
Yeah.
I remember there's one scene when they're in the temple thingy, and it's like he says that or whatever, and then like Hans is the cat guy. He's just like, this guy's an idiot, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank goodness, at least this man knows he's a moron. Thank goodness somebody gets it, because everybody else was just like, whatever, okay. But he's the only one that calls him like, dude, you're kind of dumb. But he's the first one to be on his side too. That's the other weird part. I don't, dude.
That's
it's
what
weird.
makes Hans such a good character, though.
Yeah.
Once again, Hans is the best guy in the entire show because he doesn't care about anyone or anything. He's just very logical with how he goes about doing things, where he's like, I have a job. I'm one of the 6 Braves. I need to do this thing, and I'm going to do that despite whatever gets in my way. And that's what I thought was really cool about him, is because once he figured out that Manwich wasn't the imposter, he's like, okay, well, I won't kill you then.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that this show suffers from, by the way, if it's not apparent, we don't really like this show. I think one of the biggest things that suffers from is that, like you just stated, Hans is the only character that we even like. Every other character nobody actually likes, I think. I mean, the freaking Moira girl, I don't know if that's her name. I just think of Overwatch every time I think of her, though.
Yeah.
Her, like, they make her out to be the bad guy, right? And so you don't like her because of that. Also, her character is just not that fun. A little girl that throws up, ew, that's why you don't like her, because that's disgusting.
A whole swamp in her stomach or something.
You have Simp Boy. You don't like him because he's Simp Boy, and that's his whole
Yeah.
thing. Obviously, you don't like main character because he's the world's strongest man. And then the rabbit girl, you're like, okay, I can kind of dig her. And then, like, in a weird twist, before you find out she's the villain, all of a sudden, like, she's so devoted to main boy Adlet, and you're just like, okay, whatever. I don't really care if you are or not. That doesn't really hurt your character in my eyes. And then, like, the moment Moira says, oh, by the way, Adlet's the bad guy, she's like, okay, he's the bad guy. Time to kill his face
Full
off because
psycho.
I hate him.
Yeah.
Literally goes full-on Yandere psycho style. And I'm just all like, okay, now I really don't care about you either. Like, there's no, like, the fact that you change your mind on the drop of a hat really just instantly made me hate you. And then, of course, like, in hindsight, it makes sense why she did it, because she was the bad guy and she's just looking for a way out to kill somebody. And, like, I get it, cool. But, like, man, bad writing. Like, if you wanted to not expect her to be the villain, don't make that the thing.
Yeah, that was very obvious.
The only reason I didn't assume right away that she was the bad guy at that very moment was because I knew that the writing throughout the whole thing had been bad in general. So I just chalked it up originally to, yeah, maybe just bad writing, and that's why she instantly switches sides. I don't know.
The other part that bothered me too, and maybe you guys noticed this as well, is in the very beginning, Adlet was the only one that was standing up for Flamey.
Yeah.
Only one. And it was like at one point everybody thought Flamey was the imposter, and then at the drop of a hat it was like, nope, it's actually Adlet. And even Flamey, as much as he was standing up for her, she still didn't trust him and she wanted to kill him. I'm like, bro, you're dumb.
And I think the whole Flamey thing is like, I think that gets solved if they just have like maybe a 5-minute backstory as to why she does distrust everybody. And you do get that to an extent, but like focus on it a little bit more. Give her actual visuals rather than her just telling it to a campfire. Like, come on, like we need to understand why even though this person's like putting all of his importance on her, why she still won't trust him in response. And granted, we do get it at the very end, but like, you just don't know why. That, I guess you're just left in the dark on a lot of these issues, and that's kind of why it's bad. Another reason why it's bad.
Yeah, and I think this comes from a personal point of view, I guess, when I watch shows and stuff, is I like the characters to make logical decisions that is akin to something that I would decide. Or if they are going to be stupid, like Cole already mentioned, you need to tell me why they're making a decision instead of just, no, F you, I'm doing it because I don't know why. Bad writing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's almost like in that scene with Nashitani, it's almost made me feel like they knew how bad their writing was, so they thought they could get away with that. Having her switch all of a sudden, I don't know. I got 2 tiny nitpicks. It's of course the lowly girl her crest has to be on her thighs, so she has to drop her pants so she can show everybody. Thanks, anime. Never change. And the other thing is that Flamey has an eye patch, right? But she's right-handed and she shoots a gun. That's her whole thing. That's the eye you need to look through.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like, wait, isn't she shooting with her eye patch eye?
Just flip the design, and then you've solved everything.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, huh.
Or make her left hand, flip. Or
left-handed or flip the face design. It's that simple.
I don't shoot left-handed.
When I first saw it, I kind of chalked it up. I was like, oh, magic. Maybe her eyeball's magic.
Yeah, that would have worked too. Maybe it goes on later on and say that her eyeball's magic. Yeah. She threw the eye patch, and that's how actually it works. I don't freaking know. All I know is that it's dumb.
How you could have remedied the show is instead of introducing all the 6 Braves, we could have slowly just did One Piece style, just collect them on the journey to the Demon King.
I do like the whodunit though. I think that is fun. Obviously, I was with Sky, and that kind of was the appeal for me too. Like so right at the very beginning, I was like, "Yo, Aztec aesthetic, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'm into this Mayan style thing."
Yeah, I like the aesthetic. I thought that's unique.
But then after 3 episodes, it doesn't matter anymore because all of a sudden they're just in this forest for the rest of the time. And then I could see the adventure could be cool, but the whodunit was definitely the draw. Like, it took me 3 or 4 episodes, or it took all of us, the show, 3 or 4 episodes before it got to the whodunit, like we said. And up to that point, I was like, yeah. And episode 3, I fell asleep in, and I was like, this isn't great. And then you get to the whodunit, I'm like, okay, I'm invested. And about 2 episodes into the whodunit, I'm like, oh, we're still here. We're still whoduniting. Just like what Thane was saying, we thought we'd go on to something else.
Yeah.
And I think taking too long in the whodunit was definitely a problem.
Yeah.
Looking up the production of this, this season of 1 of anime only covers 1 volume of light novel. That's why it feels so drawn out, I think. Because normally a season a 12 episode anime is 2 volumes, maybe even 3.
Should have done 2 volumes.
And so it's just
That's
very,
why
very
you
drawn
truncate.
out.
That's why you condense. You have to cut things out.
There's a lot I feel like they could have cut out, and a lot that I feel like they did cut out that shouldn't have been.
I think there was a lot of missed opportunity with world building as well, because once again, going back to the whole adventure that gets brought up in the beginning and then just thrown in the trash can afterwards, is they're trying to, I think it's either break the seal on the Demon King and then kill him, or seal him away. I don't really know. Do you guys know specifically? Something to do with the Demon Lord?
I think you bring him back and then you can kill him for good or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, where that's the entirety of what the adventure's supposed to be.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is, why are we only limited to 6 Braves? Why not get armies of people to go fight? You're literally having people kill each other that are wanting to go to kill the Demon Lord.
Why not have the ring bearer and then
and the fellowship
and the true king to come back?
And sliding downstairs on a shield.
Yeah.
We need it all.
The elf ears. I don't know. This show's just stupid. It sucks.
I don't know what else to say on it, if I'm being completely honest. I pretty much spat all of my disgrace on it as much as I could. I don't even know if there's any redeeming qualities. I guess you could say I thought it was cool that Rem from ReZero finally got a W, and she was the girl the guy chose. Because that was the voice actress. And she kind of acted like her, too. And I was like, I guess if we want a roundabout way, give her a W. There you go.
So I guess we could touch on that, and then that's going to be leading into the spoiler of the rest of the light novel with Cole. Is the one line that got me where I'm just like, oh my.
You want to know something fun fact? Since I already watched this, it's I only got 4 episodes. I don't really care. I'm just going to skim. And I literally skimmed, and I pretty much... It's like, oh yeah, I remember that happened. That happened. Oh yeah, I remember.
Did the 2 times speed Alex style?
No, I did worse. I went click, 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 click.
So the line that killed me, where I was just like, oh my, was Manwich and Flamey were talking, and Manwich is like, I've always known, actually, since yesterday. I've loved you.
I've always known since yesterday.
I was like, come on, dude. Come on. You just met her.
Another slight interesting thing. Her name's not actually Flamey. That's just the weird translation they did for the anime. It's it was one of those weird Japan doesn't have an L sound. It's like Flame or something like that. I don't know. And then the dub, I don't know if it's this way in the sub. It's probably normal in the sub, but in the dub, they're just like, I'll just call her Flamey. That'll work.
Yeah.
That's not actually what it is. I don't know. There's just a lot. There's a lot to unpack there, and I feel like you could probably make an hour-long video just dissecting every little garbage aspect of this show. But hey, we don't do that because we don't like the thing.
Yeah, just know Han's best character.
Han's best character, hands down.
Oh, I thought some of the monsters were cool too, but they were just like a forethought. It's like, oh yeah, we got to remind everybody that there's actually a threat besides just themselves. Monsters are showing up.
That was it. After they get in the thing, that's the whole point of that thing is the monsters can't get in there.
Here's the thing: when you do a whodunit, just make it like 2 episodes, maybe. Like go to Witcher 3, and it's like, help, Mr. Witcher. My family's been murdered. It's like, all right, let me go see. Oh, it's pretty bad. I think they got attacked by a werewolf. I'll go up to the mountains where I see them. And then that's it. That's like he figures it out and he goes up and there's a werewolf.
I think you can do an entire season, or rather an entire show around whodunit.
I think you can.
And it's called Danganronpa. You should just watch that or play that.
To be fair, that's like 5 or 6 different whodunits
That's
in
why
one
I
go.
like it
so
Okay,
much.
fair, yeah.
Which
this
show seems like they're trying to do that because they brought Cal.
Ron Kamanahashi, however you pronounce his last name. That's just a mystery show, but it's a fun whodunit because like at the end he's like, kill yourself.
Well, think about some of the best whodunit shows where that's the whole shtick. It's very condensed. It's like one episode. Well, I was going to think of Psych specifically.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
Every episode's a whodunit. Very rarely will you get a 2-episoder whodunit.
True,
That's a detective show.
It's super fun. Or like all the criminal shows that people watch. CSI.
Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Yeah, I think of movies specifically, like Knives Out, for example. Like, it's condensed into a movie.
Yeah.
It feels like a good amount of time for whodunit.
Also, there's one character who's solving it, and all the other characters. This one has like, I'm one character, and everyone's not trusting me. It's like,
okay, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
This one doesn't feel like they're trying to solve it. They're trying to say that they didn't do it. They're trying to prove their innocence rather than solve who actually did it.
Just
and they don't
vote whoever off the island.
Yeah, and they don't try to solve anything until the very last episode when they, all the pieces come together. Han just checking underneath the thing, and apparently he just guessed that there was going to be a body inside of that beast or whatever, that monster, and it just lucked out, really, like...
See, and that's the thing, though. That's why Hans is so much better than everybody, is because Hans isn't emotional. He even put... instead of just trying to kill Manwich, he put him in a situation where he literally could figure out if he was good or bad.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, no, just kill whoever. Kill Flamey. Kill Manwich. I just fix my problems. Everyone die. Like the little girl's just like, I'll just kill everyone.
Oh, I hate her. She's probably my least favorite character in the show. Even though I hate Manwich as much as I do. I love how we're calling him that, by the way. As much as I hate Manwich, I think she's the worst. I hate her so much.
Well, and Morak sucked too, because she's supposed to be like the wise leader, or at least that's what they made her out to be. And then she freaks out. No, it was him. It was her. Kill him. Kill everyone. And then she just like did a whole coup thing where she's like, I'm going to telepathically tell everyone that Manwich is the bad guy because I want to. I have no proof.
Well, any final thoughts before we where I reveal what we're going to watch next time, and then we get into spoiler territory of the light novel of that show?
Good.
You good, Thane?
Good.
All right. So, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be watching a show. Then after that episode where we talk about that show, we're going to have the 2 weeks where we don't watch a show because the season's coming to an end, and we do the season review and all that. So just preface, this is the last watch-along show before the end of the summer season of anime. And without further ado, the show I will be picking for us to watch is Baccano. It's one of those shows that's an older show that people talk about as one of the greats. I will preface, though, I don't know where you can...
I've already seen this show.
Really?
But this one's good. This one's amazing.
Okay.
I love this one.
I don't know where you can legally watch this show, so...
Yeah,
just heads up.
Funimation, after Funimation kind of shut down their website, they didn't carry some anime over.
It's not on Crunchyroll. I don't know where you can find it, but I believe in you all to find it. You can do it.
Yeah. Especially since Annie Watch got taken down. Don't worry, you have resources.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Baccano. I just know people really like it. Like the reaction you just gave, that's more or less all I knew about the show. Is that's the reaction people give. That wow, this show is really
I
great.
wouldn't say it's a whodunit, but there's some mystery, and it's better mystery. It's more like it's like 91 Days.
Oh, cool.
Kind of, but with supernatural elements.
Let's go. I'm down. I'm excited then. So that's what we'll be watching, Baccano, for the next 2 weeks. And if this is where you decide to end the podcast because you don't want to hear the spoilers, thank you all for watching. We hope you guys have a great one.
By the way, this light novel hasn't been updated since 2015.
I thought it was done.
No, it's like it ended on a cliffhanger, like on the last
really?
volume in 2015, and no updates.
Interesting. So from here on out, we're doing spoilers of the light novel. Granted, we don't know everything. We didn't read it. We just looked up the spoilers on the internet. So we'll be talking about that. And yeah, you've been warned. Here's your spoiler warning. All right. There's a couple things that are interesting to note that you actually get context on if you do know some of these spoilers for the actual show, such as Moira or whatever her name is. The reason why she's so into killing people and like let's kill one, let's kill somebody, because she has this like deal or pact with some evil thing that to like save her sister, her daughter or whatever. I think it's her daughter. To save her daughter, she has to kill one of the Braves, and so she's so into like, okay, let's just kill one because I want to save my daughter. If we just kill one, we'll be good. And so that's why she's so into it. I don't know what happens to Nasha Tanya. Like, I don't know. There's supposed to be 6. There's 6 total volumes of this show, of this light novel. I guess Thane says it ends on a cliffhanger. I thought that was the end because the ending that I know of, or the last thing that I know of, is that our main boy Adla is just so done with everything. He's done with being betrayed. He's done with all the mind games and everything. Where he just goes, "Okay, I'm done. Just kill me. I'm over. Let's game over, man. Let's get out." Did you know about that part? Or?
Yeah, apparently also he's also the imposter.
He's also an imposter. He's the 8th Brave, I guess. And he the reason why he was so devoted to Flamey is because the person that put the seal on him also ingrained in his brain to protect Flamey. So the moment he meets Flamey, all he can do is try to protect her as much as he possibly can, and so he doesn't actually love her. And
that just does away with so much. Like, the very, very little bit that the show had redeeming-wise, they just undo. And, like, the Morag stuff, that's fine, but you're ruining the character because you want to reveal something later, and that's tough.
Absolutely. It's like you have this really cool idea that you want to have the payoff for, but you can't do the payoff for it because you got to set it up, And this is how they set it up.
Well, make the character likable, and then write them in a way to where they're doing things, but you're questioning it a little bit, but you don't hate the person. Like, you hate that chick. If, like, a few episodes in and meeting her, you're like, yeah, she sucks.
Yeah, she's instantly just accusing everybody right away.
Like, why does she suck so much?
It's like she plays her hand without actually like trying to hide anything. Or you can tell she does want to kill somebody. Like, in hindsight, it's like, oh, yeah, clearly she wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And now you know why. But it's also just like, well, try to be gentle about it, If you actually want to get this across, you don't just make yourself look like the bad guy.
Right, and what are the odds that she kills the imposter? And then that doesn't even...
Well, that wouldn't count, yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't even solve her issue.
She'd have to kill a real brave, so... Yeah. There was another thing... Oh, so Flamey, I don't know too much about this, but apparently Flamey at one point in the past had killed Adlet's sister. I don't know if it's like when his village was attacked or whatever, but apparently that's something that happens. I'm not sure what the repercussions of that on any relationships are.
Also, that stupid kid where it's like, it's the demon lord, I'm going to fight it. It's like, you retarded?
He's restarted.
Yeah, you restarted.
I don't know. It's just pretty mediocre, pretty garbage. And now that I know that it just wasn't done, I thought the ending was Adler just dies. I thought he just dies and that's the end because he's the main character. So if that means if someday down the road you get more of these volumes, I'll be blown away.
Definitely not getting a season 2 of the show.
Absolutely not getting a season 2 of the show.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, me and Luke. Sorry, Thick's his screen name. Our friend Luke, our roommate. I was talking about it. It's like, yeah, the show's bad. Yeah, it's based off a light novel, and then he's like, "Why are there so many light novels that are just bad?" It's like, I don't know. Mangas are banging like a lot, but then you see light novels and they're books, and you think they're better because they have more words you can describe things. But a lot of light novels are like just slop, like garbage, like harem. Like one boy has supernatural power and a harem. It's like that's a lot of light novels. Or a boy dies and gets isekai'd. It's like, why aren't there more like really like dark or serious books or something, like, or like very well written? It's like it's just slop most of the time. It's like, can we save that for manga?
I wonder if it's because it's more doable to type on a keyboard than it is to draw
yeah, it
characters.
definitely
I
is.
think. That's my guess anyway.
Some talentless hack, just like, well, I can write.
It might be
I can't
easier to
draw.
get published too.
Yeah.
My
There's also a self-publishing site that people just publish anything.
That's where
on.
a lot of like the
Yeah.
like Mushoku Tensei Sensei
Yeah,
started there
ReZero
too.
Mushoku Tensei. Those are bangers.
Yeah.
Those are well written. But of course, they're also kind of in the slop area. But I mean, they're not too heavy and they stand out.
Yeah.
But they're, yeah.
I think I think this show specifically, or Rokka, like as a whole, I feel like when they started animating this, there probably was only like 3 volumes total.
Yeah.
And I feel like they were trying to like invest. I feel like this
Yeah.
was an investment. I think that's why they tried to do a really good job of adapting and showing every detail from the light novel. I'm assuming this is pretty close to a 1-to-1 adaptation of volume 1 of the light novel. And I imagine this was like trying to be their investment so they could like, once this series is finally done, they'll have this big ending finale, kind of like what Attack on Titan did, for example, you know? And they would be very, very like, yeah, let's go. We finally finish it. And that's why we get so many subtle little things that do foreshadow stuff later in the light novel that we talked about. One of the final things that Adlet says in the anime, he exclaims, when there's 7 of them again, he goes, "Well, we know that I'm not the imposter because I already proved everything. I clearly can't be the imposter." That's the very last thing he says, which is obvious foreshadowing to the fact that we find out later on he is the imposter, even if he doesn't know it. But we do find out later, and I think like literally they were really trying to set this up to be their cash cow for the next couple years, and unfortunately, it sucked.
Yeah. So one last thing, a bit of embarrassment on a certain website. It's Crunchyroll. So this show is pretty popular when it's airing because it's like, oh, it's a fantasy and it's adventure and it's got a good animation. So people were watching it, and then Crunchyroll, they said, "Hey, we'll have a contest. Who's the fake brave?" And then they had like the episode, whatever episode was revealed. It's like, next week they'll reveal who the fake brave is. Not only did they not know that, they didn't have any insight to the production, but that wasn't until the end of the season. And every week the kid, "We'll find out who the brave is next week." It was like for a contest, and I was like, it's embarrassing.
So
it was very embarrassing.
They were just banking on like potentially that like an actual good pacing. They were banking on good pacing.
Yeah.
Come on, Crunchyroll, you can't bank on good pacing.
I
This
think
show's
they just
bad.
gave up on the contest around episode 8. It's like, okay, they're probably not going to reveal it till the end of
That's
the
sad.
season.
Why did they just communicate with whoever made it?
I guess they had the light novel. They could have maybe just looked at that.
I don't know, but
People.
people already had light novel spoilers too. It's like, oh, it's Nashtanya.
Yeah.
And people were spoiling it.
Where was I? Oh, so when you watched this back in the day, were you watching on Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I was.
So you're watching the simulcast.
It's like
on
Endless
Crunchyroll.
8 for me all over again. And I was stupid enough to watch
I
that.
didn't know what Endless 8
No,
is.
it's Haruhi Suzumiya. In the second season, they have 8 episodes that does the same exact thing over again. But that was purposeful. That make you feel like you're trapped in a loop, but it was hard to watch because actually is the same thing over again. Just like, but they have a little like, hey, spot the differences.
I see.
And I was like, why am I watching this? Should I just skip to the last episode? I watched all 8 episodes. I don't know why.
Let's go. It's a real gamer.
It was one, but I could defend that a bit because it's like, what are you doing?
You got it. I got another fist bump.
I could see as an experimental things like, oh, let's do 8 episodes and they're the same, but it's also kind of lazy. And I think it's part of the light novel. There's a good Haruhi Suzumiya, people love that light novel because of how interestingly written it is. So, yeah, that's everything. That's all my stuff.
Well, I think that covers it.
Yeah.
This show sucked.
Sorry that I've just stuck with my my badge of picking dumpies.
I think the
So
worst part
one day you'll pick a banger.
I think the worst part about this one is that like you thought this was going to be a good one going in. Like you picked
Yeah.
it because you said people said it was
think,
good.
I think the problem with that, with the Mal score and everything, was that back in the early days they would rate it based off the first 3 episodes, and it was high.
Yeah, well, it was like high sevens.
Yeah.
And then I read the snippet, and it had the whodunit little aspect of it. I'm like, oh, okay, this could be fun.
Yeah.
I was lied to.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Skylar. I believe in you next time, which won't be for like a month, but you'll get it. Maybe long. It'll be longer than a month. It'll be like a month and a half, maybe 2.
Probably closer to 2.
Isn't that crazy? We got some weeks ahead of you. We got some shows to watch. We're gonna be watching Baccano. Get ready for that, everybody. Yeah. If you made it to the end, tell us what you think about Rokka. Tell us why you like it if you do like it, because I'm very curious as to what there is to like about this show.
Besides Hans.
Beside Hans, yeah, because he's goated. We all know that he's based.
I actually had a problem with Hans. It was his way of speaking.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
I
Maybe
agree.
it works better in Japanese, but I don't know.
It is annoying,
Yeah.
but he's still based.
Yeah.
And with that, have a great life, everybody.
Uh-huh.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.